Questions need answers. So we are back with our every 10th episode question and answer episode. Let's dive in.
You are not just another hustling salesperson. You are the expert, the resource, the valuable partner for your clients. And how you grow your business should reflect how your clients see you. Welcome to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. We generate referrals without asking, build positive client experiences, and help you take control of your business. Here's your charmingly sarcastic host, Stacey Brown Randall.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 190 of the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Brown Randall. Okay, real quick, two things before we dive in to our question and answer episode. And we've got some great questions that I'm so excited about answering for today's episode. But before we get there, I have a reminder announcement for you. If you have been a longtime listener of this podcast, and if you are in our Referrals Without Asking Facebook group, or you just follow me on social media, you know when February rolls around, we do something pretty special. Yes, it is our business building giveaway, and we do it every February 14th in honors of Valentine's Day in hopes that it'll help you fall in love, or for some of you, back in love with building your business. That's right. We do 14 hours. We give away a prize every hour for 14 hours on February 14th. And of course, this year is no exception. But to be able to win one of these awesome, amazing prizes that are provided by some of my best friends in business and some people that I truly admire, and then some resources that I just think you need to know and have in your hands and take advantage of, to be able to win one of these prizes, well, you've got to sign up. Again, we give away one resource, one prize per hour for 14 hours. So you have options to win. And sometimes within an hour, we have a sponsor who actually donates more than one. So we give away a couple of prizes per hour. But again, to be able to be in the running to win one of these prizes, you have to sign up. So I need you to go to staceybrownrandall.com/VDay. That's V for Valentine's and then day, VDAY. So that's staceybrownrandall.com/VDAY. V-Day. So you've got to get signed up so that you can be in the running to win. And we announce our winners on February 14th every hour, on the hour-ish, in our Referrals Without Asking Facebook group. So you're going to want to make sure you get signed up. And then, of course, you're in the group to see if one of those hours you are a winner. Okay, again, it is our business building giveaway, and it happens on February 14th, which means you have to be signed up by midnight, February 13th, because the first thing I do on Valentine's Day morning is I run the winners, and then we start giving away prizes. I hope you'll join me. Okay, we also have a quick client shout out. That's right. We started this at the beginning of the year with our episodes, giving just a quick shout out about the success our clients are having when they go through our programs, whether that is building a referable business or one of our individual programs. But it's where we teach all of our referrals without asking strategies. And up this week, we are giving a shout out to my buddy, Jim. Jim is with Fidelity National Title Company in Colorado, and his goal for 1 year of bringing in referrals was 15 referrals. And guess what? Guess how many referrals he brought in 1 year? 41 referrals. And in addition to that, also has now 21 new people referring him. So not only did he receive 41 referrals in 1 year when he was just hoping to get 15, he also now has just over 20 new people who have referred him and will continue to refer him. So Jim, congratulations. You deserve all of your referral success, and I'm so glad you are a client of mine. Okay, let's dive in to our Q&A, question and answer episode 190. And of course, any resources that I mention or any links that I mention, we will share on the show notes page for this episode, which is staceybrownrandall.com/190. And Stacey has an E. Okay, let's dive in. So one of the questions that I received, and I've heard this a couple of times, and which is why I thought I would bring it back to the podcast to answer it, because it's been a while since we've talked about it, And it did come up last year some when we were doing the client experience series that started with episode 151. And so you can go back and listen to the client experience series on the podcast. It goes episode 151, and I believe it goes through 164. I say that, I probably should, you guys all know this. I should have that memorized. I apologize that I don't. It does. It goes through 165. Excuse me. So from episode 151, which of course you guys can find at stacybrownrandall.com/151, but we will also put this link on the show notes page. You can go and listen to that series about the client experience, episodes 151 through 165. So this question came up some last year, but it actually bubbles up all the time. And typically it bubbles up when people are trying to get their head around, okay, Stacy teaches that we need to identify who our referral sources are, and then we need to take better care of them. I mean, that is the crux of what I teach. Obviously, there's a little bit more to it than that, but it truly is identifying who your referral sources are and then taking better care of them in a very specific way using specific language that I teach. So the question always comes up when people have identified their referral sources, and some of them are clients, maybe current clients, maybe previous clients, which you guys know we call alumni clients, in addition to probably having other people who are not clients refer you, like centers of influence. So here's the thing. When people sit down and they identify their referral sources, and you guys know I'm a big believer that you should do this for the last couple of years, but I'll take even 1 year's worth, and that's all you'll give me. But sit down and identify who's referred you clients and prospects over the last year or 2 or 3. Once you identify who those referral sources are, there's a really good chance you're going to have a number of those folks who are actually clients. And this is where people start to overthink. So when you're looking at this list of referral sources, and let's just say for sake of argument, we'll keep nice round numbers. So you guys know I don't like to do public math. So we'll keep some round numbers. Let's just say for sake of argument, you have 10 referral sources. You've identified 10 people who've referred you in the last year or 2. Of those 10, 5 of them have been clients, and the other 5 are actually just people in your network or centers of influence that have referred you as well. What happens when folks are looking at those 5 people who have referred them, they're looking at those 5 names of people who have referred them that are clients, they really start to overthink it. And a lot of the times what I hear is, well, what I do for one client, I have to do for all clients. So if I'm going to take care of these referral sources that are clients better, then I've got to do that for all my clients. And there becomes this confusion in the ability to separate your client experience from your referral experience. And so I just want to set the record straight for those of you who are sitting there thinking, I'm going to make 2022 my year that I actually do some of the stuff that Stacy teaches, and I'm going to get myself a referral plan in place, and I'm going to take better care of my existing, my current referral sources. One of the things you're going to have to make sure that you understand as you go through this process, whether you just do it or you come into our program and I will teach you how to do it. One of the things you have to understand is you will have clients that are referral sources. And what they will receive as part of your referral experience or your referral plan will be above and beyond what they received while they were a client or if they are still a client. And a lot of people, they instinctively understand that until they sit down and actually start building out their referral plan and figuring out how they're going to take care of their referral sources different. And then things start to get kind of confusing in their heads. So here's the thing I want you to remember. If you've decided to take care of your referral sources differently this year and you sit down, you come up with your list, let's say again for 10, 5 of them are clients, 5 of them are not. What you do for those 5 referral sources who also happen to be clients is going to be layered on top of any client experience that they are receiving from you. Now, this makes a lot of sense if your clients are alumni and they're not current clients because they're not going through a current client experience, right? So that makes sense. But some of those folks may be active clients with you right now, but you're still going to do something different, better, more special for them than you'll do for the rest of your clients because they deserve that. Because they are referring you and your other clients aren't. And that's where the separation comes in between your client experience and what you do for your clients versus those who are referring you and what you do for your referral sources in your referral experience or within your referral plan, regardless of their category, regardless if they're a client, a center of influence, it doesn't matter what category they fall into, but you've got to think about separating those things out. Now, once people typically build out their referral plan and they're looking at how they're going to take care of their referral sources with this referral plan that I teach, and it follows like a 4-part framework and has specific language that we use called referral seeds, but they're used specifically within our referral plan. A lot of times folks look at it, they're like, is there anything in my referral plan that I can do that I can also do for my clients? And the easy answer is yes, but. And there's a really big but there, right? What we do for our referral sources is different. It's probably different than anything you've ever done before, and it's probably different than some of the things you're doing within your client experience. We also, though, use different language, and the language won't translate into your client experience. I know you want it to. I know it would make your life easier. That's just not how it works, folks. So if you're doing like a holiday card as part of your client experience and your referral experience, your referral plan, can you use the same card? Oh my gosh, of course, right? But some of the other things that I teach as part of our 4-part framework to build the right touch points, the right outreach to your referral sources won't translate for your clients. So is there some overlap? Yes, usually 1 or 2 things. And I'll be honest with you folks, it's usually the one I just said. It's usually the holiday card. But that doesn't mean there can't be another one. Sometimes a client appreciation event that you want to invite your referral sources to is another option. But again, not everybody loves doing events, and not everybody's doing events right now too. So there's like a few ways, I guess I should say, not minor, but there's a few ways there can be some overlap between what you do for your clients and then what you do for your referral sources and combining those touch points. But for the most part, we're talking about a very separate plan. Okay, so that is answering the question of keeping it straight in your head of what it looks like to separate out your client experience and what you do for your clients from your referral experience and what you do for your existing referral sources. Okay, this next question had me laughing when I first received it because I thought, oh my gosh, what a smart question that I would have never thought that even needed to be answered. So good. So I had somebody reach out to me. And they were asking about, as you guys know, our newest offering that we launched at the end of last year, building a referable business. And building a referable business is where you get access to all my programs, which means all of my strategies. And then in addition to that, you also get access to come join me on a weekly basis for office hours or group coaching sessions where I answer questions. And then, of course, there's some one-on-one time built in there as well with your onboarding call when you first get started to build out your 90-day sprint of what the heck are you going to do because you have access to all these things. We make sure you know what order to go in and so you don't get overwhelmed. But then there's also additional one-on-one time through our milestone calls, which is like a reward system. So this person reached out and they were like, so you're offering weekly sessions within BRB. So you have these weekly office hours or weekly coaching sessions that meet every week. And what's happening in those weekly sessions? Like, this is so funny when they asked her, like, what are you talking about every single week? Was actually their question. They're like, what are you talking about every single week in your BRB group coaching sessions or weekly office hours? And I was like, what a smart question. What are we talking about? So I thought I would share some of the things that we talk about on a weekly basis. But here's the thing you have to understand. Every single person, business owner that has joined BRB, building a referable business, every single business owner that has joined, right? They all come from it at a different place. And so where they're starting from looks different, right? So Catherine, who has been following my processes and the things that I teach and the methodology I teach within GBR and referring machines and some others, right? She's in a totally different place than someone like Kate. Kate, who just joined, brand new, has never been through any of my programs, right? Her onboarding call and her 90-day plan looked totally different, which of course also then looked different from Kevin's and Steve's and Jackie's, right? So all of these look a little bit different based on where they are in their business. That's the first thing I want to say, because then the questions they're asking are specific to their needs. They're not consistently the same questions every week. So Kate, who's coming in and is just diving into the growth by referrals strategy, so she's learning that strategy of how to take care of her existing referral sources, looks different from Margaret, who's diving in, has finished the growth by referrals program, and then is looking forward towards testimonials made easy. So as you can see, the questions are going to be different. So some questions that are asked are very program specific. So when you join BRB, you and I get together on a one-on-one call, and we do what's called an onboarding call, where we build out your 90-day sprint. Basically, it's just what are you going to do in your first 30 days, and then your second 30 days, and then your third 30 days. So that way you're not overwhelmed, because you got access to a lot of stuff all at once, and we want to make sure you're not overwhelmed. And then you just go in order of that roadmap. So like we have that onboarding call, we devise what your 90-day plan is, and then we send it to you so you have it in writing and we have it in writing so I can hold you accountable to it. And so as you look at this 90-day plan, a lot of the questions that are coming up are based on which program somebody is in. So if somebody is in the Growth by Referrals program, their weekly question may be something around language for a particular touch point, right? Or let's just say they're in Testimonials Made Easy, which is one of our other programs that's only actually available right now to BRB clients. But let's say they're in Testimonials Made Easy. Right, like a question that just came up a week or two ago was about using headshots or not using headshots, depending on the type of work that this one client does that is highly, highly sensitive. So using headshots or not using headshots are the people who have given her testimonials, or like the concern about asking for those headshots, right? So some questions that I answer on a weekly basis are just based on where, right, the person is, based on which program they're going through. And that can be any of the programs. Right? It can be, Growth by Referrals, Referring Machine, Testimonials Made Easy, Sticky Client Experience. Like it's like a lot of questions that can come in based on where they are. And we answer those every single week. The cool thing about BRB is that you're never more than 7 days away from getting an answer from me live so that you can actually hear me verbalize what my answer is versus getting an edited version in an email, which I think makes BRB pretty special in and of itself. But the other group of questions that I will get asked are situational in nature. And when you think about them being situational in nature, it's things like this. So we actually in January, we spent a good amount of time talking about a couple of things. One of them was how do you follow up with prospects that were referred to you in 2021? So these are prospects who were referred to you last year, but did not become a client. But you want to re-engage with them, right? You want to follow up with them to see if maybe 2022 is the year they say yes to working with you. When you have referred prospects, there's actually a specific way we want to follow up with them. And that's one of the questions that I was answering and one of the things that we were talking about in one of our BRB weekly sessions. And another one that just kind of came to mind is there's actually a way to re-engage your inactive referral sources. So when you look at your referral sources, and if you do this and you go back 3 or 4 years, anybody who hasn't referred you in more than 2 years, we refer to that as an inactive referral source. And so if you're looking back at these inactive referral sources, but you want them to start like referring you again, you're like, I'd love to get referrals from them again, right? That's one of the questions we answered is how do we re-engage people who haven't referred us in a couple of years? And that was one of the other situational things that we were talking through and I was answering questions on in BRB. So it kind of spans in terms of like what program questions do you have versus what situations are you facing and everything that we have available. Within BRB, we actually have this bank of situational referral strategies, which are just like I said, how do you follow up with the referred prospect from last year, right? How do you re-engage with inactive referral sources? So these are all, and these are just 2 of a lot of them that we have, but they're this like bank, right? It's like a vault of situations you may find yourself in. Once you start getting referrals and taking your referrals seriously, there's all these different situations you may find yourself in. And then we have individual trainings just for those, in addition to all of the programs that we have as well, where we teach the big overall strategies. So when you think about all of that, you can imagine actually our weekly sessions that we have together that are live. And then, of course, they're recorded and they're put into the online portal where anybody in BRB can go and access them. And if they weren't live, they can go and find the answer to their question if they pre-submitted it. When you think about everything that they have access to, it can be overwhelming. But knowing that they're following a 90-day plan and asking their questions as they have them, and then being directed to the training that they need, or me answering that question, it really gives them the opportunity to go fast and to go deep and to make really, really strong, quick progress, which is obviously what I'm after when people are in BRB. So those are 2 really great questions that I wanted to answer. The separation of the client experience from the referral experience, and what the heck kind of questions or what are we talking about inside a weekly session within BRB. So, of course, we will link to any of the resources or links that we mentioned, including our Valentine's Day our Valentine's Day business building giveaway. I got too many buildings, I think, in all of my titles. But I will also include a link to our business building giveaway, which is for Valentine's Day, 14 hours of prizes given away every hour for 14 hours to help you build your business and fall in love or back in love with growing your business. All the links to that can be found on the show notes page for this episode, stacybrownrandall.com/190. All right, next week is episode 191, and we're talking about a big pet peeve of mine. Yeah, huge pet peeve of mine. And it is the overuse of the word referrals in marketing when people are trying to get your attention. Yep, we'll talk about that next week. So until then, you know what to do. Take control and grow your business. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. To access all resources and links mentioned in today's show and to connect with Stacy, head over to www.stacybrownrandall.com.